you're a high-ticket coach or service-based business owner and your content isn't getting you clients, it's because you're thinking about marketing all wrong. Instagram isn't just for flashy reels, it's the introduction. YouTube isn't just long-form content, it's where people get to like and trust you. And your DMs, that's not where you pitch, that's where you shift beliefs and actually make most prospects pitch themselves. And so in this video, I'm breaking down a very simple content ecosystem that gets high-ticket clients curious at every stage. And you can do all this without chasing, burning out, or hard selling, because this system is built around a value-first approach. And so by the end of this video, my goal is for you to completely rewire the way that you approach your marketing once and for all. Now, an overview of how this system works in the first place is that we're using multiple mediums and multiple platforms to connect with people at different stages and shift beliefs at every single stage that your prospects may be in, so that leads aren't slipping through the cracks, and so we can maximize the amount of people that can enter our ecosystem and eventually become paying clients. Starting off with our short form, this is primarily Instagram, but this can also be TikTok and this can also be YouTube Shorts. This is where you are telling your story, you are giving your insights, you are showing your character, and you are overall making them curious about your brand, about your solution. This is a lot of unaware type prospects that may not even know that they have the problem, but the goal here is for them to buy into you. And so that is exactly why this is called the introduction phase. And so an example that I'll use throughout this video is, let's say you are a e-com coach. You've made good money with e-commerce and now you're teaching your students how to do the same thing. At this phase right here, we're going to be attracting a lot of people that don't know exactly what vehicle they want to pursue to start making money online, but they know that they have the idea in their head that that's kind of what they want to do. And so what we want to show them is our story, who we are as a person, our insights based around making money online with an emphasis on our unique mechanism being e-commerce, our morals, our character, and overall make them more curious about our brand and what we really do so that they can invest more into us as a person. The reason why this matters so much is because people buy people. And so if you can get your audience to buy into you before they buy into your unique mechanism, you're going to be able to stand out from all those other people that are just selling a course and just selling you how to get good at e-commerce. Now, this is a very, very crucial part of this social funnel and the whole content ecosystem that we're running right here, because if this was not in place, we wouldn't be catching attention. We wouldn't be building an audience in the first place. But we can't just rely on this to actually make sales. We can rely on this to build an audience on short form and have people that know about us, but this isn't going to generate what's needed to get people to really, really like us, to trust us, and to understand their problems, and to show them that we understand their problems, or shift their beliefs and actually show them the problem that they have that they're not even aware about. And that is exactly when YouTube long form comes into the play. What this looks like is specific and detailed breakdowns of solutions to their problems. This is showing that you are the authority, that you know what you're talking about, giving them the value, so we're building up that reciprocity. And so this is basically running them through your exact unique mechanism. And so it's running them through all that information. And so with the example of an e-commerce coach, it's showing them your product sourcing ways of going about doing that, your pricing strategy, and get them to trust you and respect that you're giving them this information. But it's simply not enough yet to be making all this money with e-com like you have. And so what I'm saying here is that you're giving them the info, but you're not giving them the implementation. You never give them the implementation because they have to pay for the implementation. And so that's why in this phase, it's all about getting them to like and respect you. And the respect part is very big because this is the authority. This is them coming from knowing about you and kind of digging your background and your insights and aligning with your character to actually now respecting you because you really know what you're talking about and you're giving them all this value. Now, at this stage of the funnel, people have spent a good amount of time with you. They've consumed multiple of your short form videos. They spent a lot more time with you because YouTube is allowing us to put out these 10, 15-minute video breakdowns where we can run them through our offer and we can kind of highlight what that dream could look like if they were to join the program. We can incentivize them to, go further on and book that call. And so at this point, we could have some people that are already converting, but at the same time, we can't expect every lead to be that way, to be completely ideal. Because if we're being honest, trust is at all-time lows, competition is at all-time highs, which is not the best formula to have, especially if you're selling info online. And so this is where DMs come into play. And the reason why we can DM every single lead that's consuming our content is because they're a part of our audience. Right? We go into Instagram, we DM every single new follower, every person that likes a post. You can get your appointment setter to do it if you don't want to manually do all of this, but you're making sure that your leads are watching these videos, that they're going to the YouTube if they're not already. And from there, you're personally checking in with them. This is when you're getting really personal and really taking that shifting beliefs idea to the next level. Because right here, we're generically shifting beliefs of what's possible to all people. But right here, we're taking a look at their specific situation and we're shifting those exact beliefs. This looks like personally making them challenge their issues, outlining a way to actually fix said issue, and then proposing a call. An example of this once again could be, let's say that someone started e-commerce in the past and it just really didn't work out for them, right? So we're going to give them a little bit of value. We're going to challenge their belief system of why they think it didn't work out, and you'll see what happens. And so let's say that this person tried to make it work, didn't really work out. And so you're asking them, hey, are you new to e-commerce? Have you done it before? Oh, I've done it before. It didn't really work out that well. Oh, what about it didn't make it work? Oh, I just didn't get any sales. Okay, so what were you, putting out? What did the marketing look like? What was the product? You're asking all these questions, and you find out that it was a marketing issue. They weren't putting out good paid ads. They weren't putting out good organic. And so you find that this prospect just starts blaming it and externalizing that it is the paid traffic. It just didn't work. It is the organic, just didn't work. And so now is a chance where you challenge that belief right there, and you shift it from being the organic issue and the paid ad issue to the way that they were doing that, right? And so then you ask them the question of, hey, did you consider that maybe the organic wasn't put out the right way, that maybe you didn't have the right framework to make this work in the first place? Because it is working for other people at the end of the day. And so then you might give them a little bit of value about how to actually do it the right way. And you're ultimately proposing the call. Hey, if it makes sense for you, I can block out 5 to 10 minutes off my calendar and run you through what this could really look like in action. And once again, this last stage is really for those leads that need that push. And this is going to be a lot of people, but there will be some people that are just ready. They've consumed all your content. They're completely nurtured. They know that you are that authority figure that they need to help them move forward. And they might just book that call. But for those other few leads, this is why DMs is crucial. And so as you can see, this is a very, very simple funnel. It's not that complicated. Now, a few things to know when starting this to avoid failure, which are most of the common mistakes that people make, is number one, you're going at this kind of aimlessly. You don't have the frameworks for the right videos to post on Instagram, the right videos to post on TikTok, how to format the short form videos, how to retain attention, all those specific little details. You don't know what touch points to break into with the long form. You don't know how to become an authority. And so a big issue is on the content side of things. You can't retain attention, you can't connect with people, and your content simply isn't hitting. On the DM side of things, you need a framework. You need a way of going about this process that's going to provide the right value, question their belief system, and ultimately get them to see that call as something that's very, very valuable, that's going to get them from point A to point B. And number two is going to be a lack of consistency. And so as we can see from a lot of high ticket coaches and service-based business owners on social media that took the time to build a brand, the payout is definitely there. There's a huge amount of leverage that comes from building a personal brand. Once you have the audience, you own that leverage forever. But of course, it's not necessarily easy to get to, mainly being because of the consistency needed. You need to be distributing content every single week. You need to have more hits at home base to reach this audience and build it in the first place. You need to have more touch points on the long form to keep nurturing this audience. And you need to be constantly working these new leads that enter into your pipeline. And so those are the two things to have in mind when you're jumping in and making this work for your own business. And if you're still watching this video and you're an online coach, info product seller, or service-based business owner, and you want to see how implementing a system like this would work in your specific business, I'll leave a link below where you could book a call to speak directly with me one-on-one, so I could take a look at what you're doing right now, what could potentially be optimized, and see how this would fit into your business specifically. But that wraps it up for this video. See you guys in the next one. Peace.